I'm Tom Sutherland and I'm the director of Titanic.
I'm Cressida Carey and I'm the choreographer of Titanic.
Well, since we did Titanic at Southwark Playhouse, I've always wanted to have Titanic return to London and be seen in London again. Audiences really responded to the show at Southwark Playhouse, and I've desperately wanted since we've had productions since in various places all over the world, but I've always wanted to have it come back here into London, and my appointment at Charing Cross I thought was the ideal opportunity to have the musical back in London.
Titanic is a story about real events, and what's so special about this show is it centres in on the people on board and the relationships between those people rather than the tragedy of the ship sinking, which obviously is the story.
It's unparalleled optimism and hope and joy and excitement, and actually very few things that people would connect with the story of the disaster of the Titanic.
So uplifting. That beginning is so uplifting and so powerful.
And it just transcends any sort of time and period and anything, because you just understand the excitement of these people when they were aboard in Titanic, not knowing, of course, what was going to happen. So the other moment I love in the show also is sort of when Titanic has gone and the ship has sunk after hitting the iceberg, and suddenly after having such a huge, luscious, huge score, you suddenly have this moment of quiet and stillness, and you hear firsthand what happened to these people afterwards, which is a story which is not actually told very often, and it suddenly becomes so chilling and so first person. It's really unnerving and upsetting to these people that you've been on a voyage with for the past 2.5 hours and really invested in their story, then to see what happened afterwards. You're now going to hear a number from Titanic, which happens halfway through the first act of the show, where Barrett, who is a stoker on the Titanic, sneaks his way upstairs into the radio room to meet Bride, the radio operator, because he has a very, very important message that he needs to get back home to his girl.
Marry me when I return, darling. And until that day, my love, take care. Be thee well. May the Lord who watches all watch over thee. May God's heaven be your blanket as you softly sleep. Marry me when you're finally in my arms, you'll plainly see this devoted sailor's heart and soul are yours to keep.
People should come and see Titanic, honestly and truly, because this musical, I think, completely and utterly reevaluates what is possible in musical theatre. People always say that how can you tell the story of Titanic as a musical in 2.5 hours and do it justice? Maury Yeston's score in Peter Stone's book pushes the boundaries of what is possible within musical theatre, I think, and completely reimagines and reevaluates what we know about Titanic, and suddenly makes it about human beings. And makes this story, which seems so old and so removed and so sad, so accessible, so joyous almost, and a wonderful celebration of time and era and the wonder that is a Broadway musical, and a wonderful, huge, sweeping score.
And I think everybody knows the story of Titanic, but you completely forget that. You forget, the ship's going to sink, but you forget because it just takes you on their journey. Takes you on the people who are on board, their journey, right from the joyousness at the start through their, the days that they're on board until it obviously sinks, but you absolutely forget. And then it's a shock when it actually does. And it just is the most powerful score and book. It's just a fantastic show. I absolutely love it.
Message received.